There's a ton of debate around the price of these tables, and today we are going to break down the costs of this custom table that we built for Danica Patrick's winery. We are going to cover the cost of materials as well as the tools we used to create this table. This table was 96 inches long by 44 inches wide and 30 inches tall. It's about 65% wood and 35% epoxy, and it was poured at 2.5 inches thick. That being said, we have approximately 100 board feet at $16 a board foot, and that's about $1,600 in wood. We are using the restorer to clean up all the edges and remove the loose debris. This tool costs about $200. We are also using an angle grinder with a cut-saw disc to carve and shape certain areas. This angle grinder cost us about $260. We use a festool track saw to rip our slabs and cut them to length. This track saw costs about $995 plus $755 for the 118-inch track. As you can see, we've got some consumables that are going to cost money during this build, such as caulking, sandpaper, shop towels, etc. So we normally factor about $100 in consumables for each table. We also needed 2 sheets of HDPE that are about $250 each, as well as the materials to build the rest of the form, such as plywood and sheathing tape. The epoxy is about 35% of this table, which worked out to about 80 liters. So in this case, we would use a 60-liter kit and a 30-liter kit, which cost $2,519. There's a few more small tools here used, such as a paddle mixer, drill, bucket, a scale to measure the epoxy. So let's just call that $150 in tools, even though we paid a bit more for these items. One thing to make note of is that most people don't consider the risk when building a table like this. If you build a bad form or mix your epoxy incorrectly, you're looking at a $4,000 mistake, which can really set you back. And this does happen, we are all human. This table had 2 different colors of epoxy, so we had to stage the pours so that the red didn't mix with the silver. And it tied up about a week and a half on our work table, which brings us to how much our space costs. We rent a shop and we pay $7,900 a month. So the cost of space is something we need to consider when building these larger tables. After the epoxy pours are all cured, we put it on our CNC. This CNC is approximately $40,000 after you consider tooling, dust collection, compressor, etc. Not to mention replacing tools, paying for tool sharpening, and other maintenance costs that come with a machine like this. Next up, we use our festool domino to help align and add strength to our waterfall leg. The festool domino retails for about $1,650. Next up, we use our festool sander and dust collector, which together costs about $1,700. And then we'll use our Milwaukee trim router to add a roundover. The router costs about $270. On this table, we had to do a flood coat of epoxy to help stabilize the wood. So we used about 4 liters of UV epoxy, which costs $190. After some more sanding, it's time to apply finish. We use Rubio Monocoat, and we would use part of a 350 milliliter can, which costs $86, and this oil finish would be applied using the gem sander, and the gem sander costs $800. After the oil's applied, we had the metal leg that we had custom made. This leg cost us $750. After it's all said and done, we have about 40 hours put into this table, and our shop rate is $125 an hour. So the labor for this table is about $5,000. So if we add up all of the expenses of the table, we're roughly $9,500, leaving us with about $4,500 in profit. $4,500 sounds like a lot more, but once you factor in rent, forklift payments, 8 employees on the books, keeping the lights on, these factors all add up to keeping the business going forward. Another big factor why we can charge more than some other shops is, we built hundreds of tables before, so we've got the experience to do these tables properly. If you're building your first or second table, there's a good chance that it's not going to be as good as your 100th table or 200th table. So, there's a bit of that Jeff Mack Designs brand included in the cost because you're inherently getting a higher quality product based on the experience. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what we missed or what you think should have been a different price, and leave us a like so you can see more of our videos.